Hello everybody and welcome to the event review for the upcoming event in Idle Heroes. This is for the week of March the 1st, 2024. It's an interesting one this week. It's not a huge event, but there's some interesting paths through it, so we're going to take you through that. Now to start with, it is a regular Sky Labyrinth week. Nothing really interesting going on there. It's the usual Sky Labyrinth stuff. Sherlock is the reward on Wishing Fountain this week. Again, not that interesting. There's nothing special built in. There's chests, same as usual. But there is a gala, which is always nice. Usually the rule of thumb has been to get to 300 points because that gets you the artifact, it gets you a lemon and a melon or a half core. Good rewards for your contract starry gems. That usually costs you 3,000, 3,500 or so. Recently I've started adding the 600 point level for Destiny materials. That has not historically been worth it. Like last time I was telling you to stay away from that, but this time it's interesting this time. I think it might make sense for some people. Soul contracts, the usual. But Starlight Melody, this is where it starts to get interesting because they've added some features here we have not seen before. Normally there's been the 1,000 point chests with all these lovely rewards in them, but now they've got a 2,000 point chest, which gives treasure selections. These aren't festival treasures, these are just the regular ones, but it's still pretty useful at times. And the Moonlight Gift is also offering both a ×3 if you spend $100, but a ×6 if you spend $200, which means your 1,000 base points, if you get max out the melody, is worth 6,000. That's 6 of these guys and 3 of these guys, plus a mountain of these ones. That's kind of interesting. $200 for 6 top rewards here, plus you get the 1 artifact here, plus if you're doing that, you're probably doing the gala for a few more, some Prism Star Gems. That's not a bad deal. We're going to go over the numbers in a second, but this can make sense for certain spenders. And yeah, value packages are the usual. Now, one other thing that should be noted, if we flip over to the Chinese spoilers, you can see the way that you get these rewards. Every 10 wishing coins used is a point. So all of your loops, if this is taken literally, all of your loops for wishing coins would normally be 2,160 coins. So that'd be 216 points. I suspect what they actually mean is every 10 wishes used. So all of your loops would be 2,700 wishes, because you get the 10 wishes for 8. If that's the case, then this would be 270 points. Every myth or pickaxe is a point. Free to play gets 145 base. You get a few free ones as well, so call that 150. And every Soul Awakening is 5 points. So basically, rule of thumb, the number of points you want in the gala is about the number of points you're going to get in the melody from that. So you want this to all add up to 1,000. There's a few ways you can go through that depending on where you are. The other interesting thing to note, almost all events normally, it caps out when you finish your loops. You do your 9 loops of wishing coins and then you're done. Here, this is not capped. You can, if you want, throw a whole lot of wishing coins at this. And for older players who got a lot of hoarding, frankly, stored up, that might be appealing. Like, you can do basic gala, do your basic Sky Labyrinth, and then just throw wishing coins at the problem to get to your 1,000 points. That might have appeals for some players. We're going to look through some options and some different paths to the event in a second, but that might be of interest to you. And this event, yes, it's $100 or $200. It's better at 200. Your ratios are better and you get more of these guys. But yeah, if you're willing to spend a bit on this event, it's not bad. And this is Moonlight spending. You can spend that on anything you want. You can go back and pick up the Chinese New Year Growth Plan packages if you haven't bought those already. That's $70 well spent, especially the 50 on the Prism Starry Gems. That was a great package. It's still available. If you haven't bought it already, that might be a place to spend it. You can top up your monthly cards. You can do a few things here. So I leave it to your judgment as to how to actually spend, but if you're looking to, then this isn't a bad place to do it. I swear that's half of what I say about all these events, but that's how a lot of these events work, is if you're thinking of spending, you might as well do it here. If you're not thinking of spending, then don't. Yeah, let's get on to the actual event analysis then. Okay, so here's a quick summary of how you get points. Basically, you get your 150 or so free to play. You get 145 base, and you'll roll a few extras. You get an extra 70 picks from Moonlight Rewards. And if you did want those extra artifacts from floor 15 of the Labyrinth, 1 large value pack ought to get you there most of the time. Might be a little more, but we're going to approximate at that. I leave it up to your judgment how exactly you want to try to get to something like that. because for most people it's not that appealing, but for some it might be right for you. Awakenings, they're worth 5 points each. You average about 5 awakening points every time you do one, so we'll call that just the same number of points. It's actually really convenient. And wishing coins, again, I'm assuming 30 per loop, because that's 300 wishes, so you're 270 points from 2,700 wishes on your 9 loops, if you do your 9 loops. But as I said before, that might not be the number to aim for in this particular event. So, some samples of how you can go through it. Basic, free-to-play, doesn't do much of anything, gets 1 small chest. If you do the normal gala, the 300-pointer, you get about 450 melody points. That's about 8 small chests, and you get your usual 2.5 top rewards from that. Your artifact, your lemon, and your melon. You go to the 600-point gala, you get the extra top reward, the destiny stuff, and 5 more small chests. I don't like this one. Don't do this one. But when you start to spend, you get more options. I think if you're going to spend $100, it doesn't make sense to push all the way to 1,000 melody points. Stop at 667, take your 2 chests, get those 2 selection chests from the melody, the 1 treasure selection option, and you get 41 small chests. That isn't too much of a push. You do your 300-point gala, you do your 5 loops of wishing coins, and your basic pickaxes, other than that, your 220 here. That gets you those rewards. That's not bad. If you do want to go further and spend $200 this week, a couple approaches. You can also get more pickaxes. I didn't look at this one in these numbers, but I just looked at wishing coins versus gala. If you do a lot of wishing coins, 16 loops, you're only getting rewards for 9 of them on the wishing coin event, but you can still do more coins. Like, you can always open more of them. That is going to be some 3,840 wishing coins used. And the exact numbers will vary a bit. It depends on exactly how you do it in the gala, exactly where you go through different things. But ballpark, close to 4,000 wishing coins. So this is for hoarders. Unless you got a lot of arena coins saved up or a lot of wishing coins saved up, this isn't for you. But it's an option for some people. And that'll max out the event. That gets you your 6,000 melody points, your 1,000 base times 6 for 125 of those small chests. 9.5 top rewards, and 3 treasure selection chests. That's not bad. Honestly, there are worse ways to spend $200. There's been big events that haven't given much more rewards than that. And this also is a useful amount of stellar as well. Like, from the Moonlight alone, you get 1 million stellar and 500,000 crystals, but this 20 cores is also about 300,000 stellar, and you also get a ton of these ones, right? Yeah, there's 110 of them. So 110 at 15,000 stellar each. That's the better part of 2 million. So between that and these guys, you're looking at about 3 million stellar if you max out the event. That isn't bad either. And obviously you're getting, like, Master Toolboxes, like, whoa, something like 1,600 of them. It's not a bad event. I'm actually kind of impressed. Like, it's a lot of contract starry gems. That's the downside of this. If you're doing a 600-point gala, you're spending a lot of contract starries. Don't do this unless you can get your hands on at least 7,000 or 8,000 contracts to make sure that you're not going to fall short. Because it'd suck to go all in on this and then fall short. But if you've got access to that, or if your spending is going to be on Prism Starry Gems to convert, then yeah. I think this makes a lot of sense. Regarding the usual question of whether to spend last week or this week, I like the upcoming better. The 2,500 Prism Starries for last week's big package, that isn't bad. Like, it's not a bad package. I lean more towards this one, though. At least if you've got the resources to do a full gala push. If you've got a shortage of that, if you're not going to be able to go through a gala, if you don't have wishing coins saved up, then last week's is better. Like, for a newer account, I mean, the Prism Starries aren't going to convert quickly, but that package might have been better last week. But for more established accounts, frankly, the sort of people I expect are watching my videos, I think the upcoming event is better. Anyway, good talking to everyone, and I will see you all again next week for a review of that event. Till then, have a good one. Bye.